First topic I want to bring up and kind of get everyone's opinion here is the whole Jake Paul shit going on with Conor McGregor. He's calling him out, literally trying everything he can to get Conor to like box Jake.
Right? Dude, I mean, at this point, he just looks pathetic. Like he's literally like turning over every page in the book, looking for another one of his like family members to insult just to get a rise out of him.
You see, I thought that, but now I'm starting to think differently. I think Conor McGregor is a pussy if he doesn't take this fight. Like, can you think of any?
I don't think he can.
A free $50 million. That's free.
Yeah.
Like, you get to beat up a vlogger $50 million. That's free money. You're a pussy if you don't take this match.
Jake Paul, yeah, sorry.
I think under contract in the MMA, I don't think that he's like
he's retired.
It's for boxing.
No, I know, but it's like he's a MMA.
But he took the Mayweather fight. Jake Paul has to go through UFC or whatever.
I think Dana White has to approve it.
Yeah,
I don't think Dana White's going to.
Dana White's got to prove it, but if there's money in it, he will prove it. How big would this fight be? Would it be bigger than Jake Paul, Deji, like Logan? And all that?
Yeah. 100%. McGregor alone would be bigger than that.
Really? But bigger than... I think we talked about how crazy it is that Jake Paul started fighting Deji, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, like, the fact that he's now calling out... Like, okay, this guy beat... an NBA player who has never boxed in his life and like a fucking YouTube gamer. Like, no, he's like, dude, I'm the best fighter in the world, bro. What? I'm freaking 2-0, man.
So you guys know Jake Paul posted a video calling like Conor McGregor out, calling him some fucked up words, used a C word against him, said his wife is ugly, like went deep into him, then offered him $50 million. And then what came out was Jake Paul posted that he looked into Conor McGregor's DMs, and Conor McGregor actually saw Jake's DM, which said, "Take the fight, pussy." It says "seen," but Conor never responded to Jake.
Okay, it's either...
Well, so... Yeah, no matter what Conor McGregor does, he's kind of screwed, right? Because if he takes it, then they're going to say it's a cash grab like they're doing to Mayweather. And if he doesn't take it, then you're going to have people like Lil Chop over here calling him a pussy.
No, I'm just saying...
It's like, what do you want him to do?
Fuck it being like a cash grab. Like, that's what, like... In my opinion, that's the main goal of boxing. It's a cash grab, right? You go in there, you fight, you get your cash, you leave, and you come back and fight again, right?
So you want Conor to fight, but just for the money, easy money.
Yeah, like, otherwise, like, why fight any other fight? This is an easy, like, $50 million. Like, it's super easy.
It's just more like, does he need it? I don't think he does.
Well, it's $50 million to fight, like... That's like somebody offering me $50 million to go fight a fucking fifth grader.
Sure, but if you already have hundreds of millions of dollars because based off this reputation that you're a great fighter, and then you like turn around and fight like someone that's never fought before, like aren't you underselling your own reputation?
That's just like getting paid for target practice right there. That's dope.
No, but dude, it low-key seems like you can't give up what you're like. You seem to justifying the idea of giving up your who you are, your reputation, just for the money.
For example, like let's say like Leonardo DiCaprio, someone wants to pay him to be in like some like animated freaking movie, like an insane amount of money.
Wait, in Bratz?
Yeah, like some sort of like Bratz, like or Bratz TV or
wait, what's the hospital one? Attaway General.
Yeah, okay.
So they're gonna pay Leonardo DiCaprio to be Attaway General.
Like, do you like if you're Leonardo DiCaprio, you're like this great like Oscar-winning actor, and they're paying you a ton of money? Do you take it because it damages your reputation, but you get easy money? So like, what do you do?
I mean, I'm fucking taking it. Like, that's the reason I act.
This is why you're not Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay, well, if he had that thought throughout his entire career, he wouldn't be where he's at now, right?
Yeah, no shit. But
there's some roles he had to take that he didn't.
I don't know. I've heard people talk about Leonardo DiCaprio, and apparently he's like the best actor of like all these like like these like auditions and stuff like everyone would go to. There's always like this like 13-year-old kid that would always take everyone's roles and stuff, and because he always got it. And
also, dude, like maybe in the beginning days, but he's at the top, and Conor McGregor is at the top.
Okay, well, let's not compare to Bratz TV, obviously.
Like, I'm not saying that I wouldn't like not want to see the fight. Like, I totally want to see the fight. I'm just saying, like, from the standpoint of Conor McGregor, I don't know if you can necessarily call him a pussy because of his decision. And we don't even know his decision yet. He might say yes.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But would you be upset if he said no?
I mean, think like if the fight didn't go towards his record, then it's totally fine, right? To fight him.
Yeah.
You won't get judged for it, right? Because like what really matters is your record, right? What people considered, what your wins were, what your losses were. Will this count Does it really
It's just
matter?
Like,
Or
it's
is it
probably
just, is it just a
it's an
fight?
exhibition fight, but like
Like a fight's a
But
fight.
everyone will know about it because
Yeah.
if Leonardo DiCaprio is in Attaway General Dixie D'Amelio, and they promote the fuck out of that, it's different because everyone is gonna know that you're in that.
Yeah.
The fuck is
you're fighting a
Attaway
vlog.
General?
That's the hospital show with all the TikTokers.
Yeah, it's terrible. The
Oh,
worst acting you've ever seen in your
God
entire life.
damn
Like,
it.
You don't remember that?
Like-
No, I haven't been paying attention.
no, yeah, it's
Yeah.
My thing is what fucking world do we live in to where the Paul brothers are fighting the two most are trying to fight the two most famous fighters in the world. The most famous of almost all time.
Yeah.
Like they're up there in top 5. Like Floyd and
Yeah, they
Conor
definitely
McGregor.
are. They're up
Yeah,
there.
Muhammad
how
Ali.
the fuck are they in a point where how did that even happen?
It's kind of sick because it tells you it's because the internet is getting so big and what we do in terms of what
No,
our
yeah.
job is getting
exactly
real.
like what was crazy the other day is I was watching like an ESPN thing about the Jake Paul thing, and it's like all the normal people like Stephen A. Smith, like all this, and it's like weird because they're like talking about Jake Paul.
yeah.
It's like they're like. They don't even know what to call him, like YouTube star, YouTube personality, Jake Paul, and they just have no idea like who he is.
It's so
Like,
weird because I'll look on my Instagram feed and it'll be like
Yeah.
Sports Center, like
Yeah.
Jake
Jake
Paul's
Paul.
watching. I'm like, never would I have thought this.
Yeah, yeah.
I love when I see it on like ESPN and shit, like on TikTok.
And it's
I'll
like
get
all
exposed.
these the people that are talking about it, they have like no clue.
They
Like,
don't have
because,
anything.
Like
Well, because they watch They've been watching fucking legends,
Yeah,
like
no,
football
exactly.
legends, baseball legends, basketball, like all their life.
And now they're
reporting
seeing
on it, and
vlogs.
now they're watching fucking kids who.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And these are writers, I think, that looking at TikTok Tea Room or looking at Drama Alert one time gives them that knowledge of how to talk about Jake. Because
Oh,
they're like,
God.
Jake Paul, YouTube blogger, and then they say, brother of man who did the Suicide Forest stuff.
Yeah.
That's all they know. They have no depth of like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy's been a weirdo for years and years, you know?
Yeah, and I don't think that they have like the respect for like the poll or the fan base that these guys can bring to the
Yeah.
table. It's
They,
like
they don't realize that their show on ESPN is getting viewed less than one Jake Paul vlog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Like
the fucking
actually
thing.
though, for real, like I think about that sometimes. Like YouTubers are like actually, like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like diss television, but who the fuck watches TV anymore? It's all YouTube.
I mean I watch like television shows on YouTube. Like they
Yeah.
are getting better at that. Like NFL posts all their highlights. Like have you seen like Undisputed?
yeah,
Skip
I've
and
seen,
Shane?
yeah.
They do really well with their clips and stuff. But I mean those are the only shows that I really pay attention to.
I think I brought this up before, but like back in the 70s when shows on TV were the biggest, like earlier, like around that time, right? What you saw was there were the top 50 performing shows. No, sorry, there were 300 top performing shows. The worst show, 300, was averaging 14 million views an episode. It was
Because
something
there was
crazy.
only like 5 channels on TV or
Right.
something. So it's like some percentage of the country is watching it all times.
at all times. But now,
yeah.
like the biggest show 3 years ago is Big Bang Theory, and that brought in 7 mil every episode. The biggest show in 2016 wouldn't even compare to the last show in the 80s and 90s. And I think that's why we're fucking lucky that we're doing this here on the internet, and the people that are involved in the internet watching content are going to be ahead. Wow, that was a great clip we just watched. Well, if you want to see another great clip and you just didn't like the last one, you can try another one right here. Click on a clip right here, or if you want to subscribe and see the full episodes, click right here. Thank you so much for watching. That was a clip from TheSync Podcast.